So I'm here with Team Brady. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves to start off with?
Yeah, I'm Joe Sturdy, co-team principal of Team Brady.
Ben King, also co-team principal of Team Brady.
Excellent. Thank you very much for joining us today. You guys have just come off stage at Sustainability Live Net Zero. It'd be great to get a little rundown of what you spoke about today.
Yeah, so we gave an overview of E1, what E1 is all about, what it's trying to achieve, which is to promote sustainable technologies in the marine space, and also, in doing so, help with ocean preservation as well. And then just explained a bit about our own journey with how we came to be setting up the team and running the team, and then a look ahead to the future for what's in store for the series.
Cool, fantastic. And I'd love to know a little bit about how Tom Brady, 7 times Super Bowl winner, got involved with the project. What your guys' relationship is with Tom as well?
Yeah, Tom got involved because ultimately he wants to leave the world in a better place than how he found it. And he was very quickly sold on the dream of what E1 could become. Which is a motorsport racing series, a boat racing series, but also one that has positive environmental impact. And we both, Ben and I and Tom, set off on our E1 journeys separately, but quite quickly we were introduced and realised that we had the same vision. And Ben and I were then tasked with taking Team Brady from just a name to a fully fledged boat racing series.
Fantastic. And of course you guys did very well in the first season of E1. You won the whole thing. How was that experience?
Yeah, it was great. We turned up at the first race feeling like we were underdogs. We had no experience in powerboat racing, but we applied a lot of what we'd learned in other fields. And we had a week of testing before the first race, actually 2 weeks of testing before the first race, where we still felt like we were the underdogs. We were by no means the fastest boat, but Tom's way of doing things is to just outwork the people around you, even if you're not the best to begin with. So we took that on board, and we won the first ever race, which was great. At that race, we didn't qualify the best, but we worked hard all weekend and to come out on top at the end. And then we actually won the second race as well, which was a great reward for the whole team for all the hard work that they'd put in throughout the preparation for the first ever race. And we continued that momentum through the first season and became the first ever E1 World Champions.
Yeah, big congratulations, guys. Obviously, we're at a sustainability event today. I'd love to talk a little bit more about the sustainability side of E1. You were talking a little bit about ocean preservation, and also obviously the boats are electric as well, which is is a sustainable way of powering a vehicle. I'd love to hear a little bit about that, if that's all right.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, the boats are electric and also have hydrofoil technology. The hydrofoiling aspect means that the boats are moving much more efficiently through the water. It also means that you're not producing as much wake, as much disturbance of the water behind the boat, which also can have quite detrimental impacts to coastal systems and marine environments. But I think the biggest thing with electric powertrains with marine environments is the noise pollution, and how drastically improved the noise coming off electric powertrains underwater is compared to internal combustion engines. So E1 have done a study using the race birds, the boats that we race, to compare the noise levels underwater versus internal combustion engines, and I think they found that the difference was something like, it's a tenfold improvement. And so that means that the environment underwater, the wildlife are able to continue to be almost undisturbed underwater compared to internal combustion engines. So that's quite a big thing, a huge improvement that what electrification brings to the marine worlds. And then on top of that, it's just more generally trying to shine a light and champion a move towards more sustainable technologies for the marine industry. So when you compare that to the automotive industry, marine is somewhere, I don't know, maybe 10, 15, 20 years probably behind, in that move and that transition towards electrification and net zero. It is starting to move quite quickly, but E1 is trying to sort of, as I say, be that shining light and really kind of help to shift mindsets towards actually this technology. Not only does it help to make the environment a better place and help to be more sustainable, but the technology itself in a lot of applications can be more useful than previous technologies. So it's a bit of a twofold thing that E1 is doing.
Yeah, it's very interesting that you were talking about the study that E1 was doing. I always think with things like F1, you get some of the most amazing engineering going on, and it's kind of almost like a showcase for what cars can be. I suppose it's quite the same with powerboats as well. With E1, you're really at the sort of forefront of technology, and you're showing what these vehicles can do, which is exciting.
Yeah, there's some really amazing engineering going on. The hydrofoil technology that's used, the electric powertrain, even the buoys that we use to mark out the course. They're autonomous. They don't harm the ocean floor. They're really great bits of kit, and the series also has support from Carlos Duarte, who is a world-renowned climate change scientist who you may be familiar with, and he is on hand at all times to give us advice on how the engineering that we're doing can have the right kind of impact.
Perfect. That's brilliant, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll just ask one more question, if that's okay. What are your hopes for the season coming up now?
So obviously we want to win, and that was very much the key mission that was given to us at the beginning of last year before we started racing from Tom and his business partners, and thankfully we were able to do that. And we want to continue our winning ways, of course, but we also want to use the racing that Team Brady is doing as a platform to help drive positive change. So today we announced a campaign that we are doing as Team Brady called Race for Change. That basically is a platform to bring together all of the incredible work that our partners and hopefully future partners are doing with sustainable technologies, with marine environmental preservation, and also equality and diversity. So with E1, it's probably one of the only global sports where men and women are competing equally. And so, it's Race for Change is intending to bring all of that together, highlight the great work that our partners are doing that's relevant to Team Brady and to E1, and also as an effort towards the E1's Blue Impact Championship. So that is another championship that sits alongside the racing, where all the teams compete against each other on their sustainability and purpose-led initiatives. So we want to win at both, basically.
Brilliant. That's a fantastic answer. I'm wishing you all the best of luck for this season. Thank you for joining us.